Hello everyone, thank you for joining the webinar. We'll wait for a couple of more minutes for some more members to join the webinar. We can see people coming in, rolling in, joining. Yes, we have a fair amount of people who have joined in. We'll just give another minute or so for more people to join in. Okay, I think, yes, I think let's begin the webinar now. Thank you everyone for joining. This is Nikita Tumar. I'm the Customer Success Manager with iSmartRecruit team. We also have Jayendra Mori in the call with us. He's our business development, he's our growth director. I'll start with the presentation. What we'll do is we'll go through all the features that we have recently launched. We are following this new practice of having a webinar whenever we have a major release or major list of features that we launch. We will cater to all the features that we have recently introduced in the system. And post I explain all the features, briefly what we'll do is we'll have a 15 minutes Q&A session. During that Q&A session, you can submit your queries, your questions in the questions session on your panel there. We'll revert to as many questions as we can in the 15 minutes duration. And all the other queries, we are always open to revert to your queries offline. So let's begin with the webinar. I'll start my presentation. We'll go each feature individually. We'll go through each feature. The first feature that we'll cover is the sponsored job board campaign feature. So this particular feature is kind of for your requirements or for your critical jobs that you wish to fill up the vacancy on, the ones that are very critical for you to fill up as candidates. So these job, what you can do is you can market them on paid or say premium job boards. Any job that you have active in iSmartRecruit, you can open that job up, simply click on share button where we have this sponsored job board campaign. Through this feature, you have an access to more than 2,000 job boards globally. So what you can do is you can run individual job specific campaigns for a particular duration. So you can just define the campaign details, like give it a name. You can choose the level of the position that you're hiring for. In video, you can select the region for which you are hiring. You can always select the sector, the industry type for which you would be filling up this vacancy. You can always choose the profile, select a contract type, choose the minimum experience criteria based on yours, and then also mention the education qualification the bare minimum that we would want the candidate to have. So once you define all these campaign criteria, what system would do is would give you a list of recommended channels on which publishing these job boards would be fruitful for you. So once you define these campaign details, the system is going to give you a list of recommended channels and also the channels, all the available channels that are there for your use. So you can go through the recommended list. If any of these platforms actually suit you, you can just select that channel and add to your list. You can always go to the all channels section and search for a specific channel. If you are looking for a very particular platform, you can choose that. You can also search based on the channel type or sector or based on the education or region as well. And then once you find a suitable channel, just simply add it to your list. Once you have your selected channels listed here, you can proceed to checkout, pay for the choice that you made here for channels, and publish or say kind of run the campaign on the chosen platforms or the platforms that you paid for. Once you have ongoing uh, promotions or ongoing campaign for multiple jobs that are active, you can always manage those active and view how fruitful those active campaigns are in your admin section. So you can always go to admin section. In the other tab, you have this premium job board feature. Inside that, all the ongoing campaigns that you are running for multiple jobs, you'll see analytics of each of the job individually. So you can see its performance, you can see how many days it has left for its publishing, and you can also view the channel list to see the choice of channels that you made there. Right, so this will give you an idea and kind of a reach to more candidates and appropriate or say kind of suitable candidates through this sponsored campaign program. Right, so that's one major feature that we have introduced. Another feature that we would look into is the job approval workflow. So job approval workflow basically is for jobs that require kind of an approval from your superiors, your seniors, your hiring managers, maybe department heads, before you start actively working on those vacancies. So these jobs, you can always, whenever you add a new vacancy in the system from this add job button, inside the job details where you capture jobs information, job description and everything, you can always manage the job approval workflow within it. So you can add levels of approvers who would provide their approval for these jobs. So you can have a first level approval, just mention their name and email address, as they will receive an email where they'll have to approve a particular vacancy that you're adding here. So these levels of approval will receive the approvals request turn by turn. So once first level approver has given his consent for the job, after that the request would get sent to the second level approver. And once he provides his approval, then the third level approval will receive the request to approve for the job vacancy. Once all these jobs, all these approvers provide their consent for the job, only then the job will get converted as an active job in the system. So till the in the meantime, when they have not yet provided their approval, you'll see job details in this manner in your system. So they'll be under pending approval status. So these jobs would not be active jobs. If in case there has been a while and you have not received any consent from your approvers yet, you can always send them a follow-up, which means that they receive a reminder email to submit their approval. Now, for people who are your approvers who have added, are also the users of the system. Now, when they log in into iSmart, they'll also be able to approve the job right from their account as well. So they can simply click on approve button here. And once they give their consent, the job will get converted to an active job. After that, the recruitment team or the HR team can start working on the job actively. Right, so that's the job approval workflow that you could manage within the system. You can have as many level of approvers that you wish to add while adding the job. Another integration or say kind of a new feature that we did was we integrated with MS Teams and Google Meet to simplify the process for scheduling an interview or kind of scheduling a virtual interview. So these platforms, what you can do is So far, you had to go to MS Teams or Google Meet to schedule an interview, schedule a meeting there, then add a meeting invite and schedule an interview in iSmart. Now, what you can do is you can connect your Google Meet or MS Teams account with iSmart directly. So under personal settings, under Connect tab, you have this Connect Meeting, online meeting connect feature, where you can connect your Google Meet account or your MS Teams account. So either of these platforms could be connected at a time. So whichever you use as your work email, you can connect your account with it. Once you click on the icon, it will redirect you to its platform, its login page. So you need to log in with your MS Teams details. And once it is connected, this will turn into color, like Google Meet is turned into color, which means that Google Meet account has been connected with the system here. Once your account has been connected, you can schedule an interview with candidate using that platform. So if you are going to conduct a virtual interview with your candidates, you can schedule an interview, put in the details like choose the job title, choose the candidate's name, select the interview type, date and time as well. And you can select to send an email to the candidate as well, which will include the meeting details, the meeting link. You need to enable the feature here to send interview invite using Google Meet, so that Google Meet link is generated along with the interview. Once you schedule an interview here on your dashboard, what you'll see is under upcoming interviews widget, you'll see the details of the candidate that you have scheduled an interview for, and you also see the link through which you can quickly join the meeting at the time of the interview. The candidates, what they receive in their email is kind of an interview confirmation email. They'll receive details of the interview, the job that they're being interviewed for, and they get a calendar invite, which they can add to their own calendar. Once they add it to the calendar, using which they'll see the meeting details there, they can simply click on the link, copy the link here, and join the meeting directly from here. So this is how you can schedule an interview using either Google Meet platform or MS Teams platform. This will simplify your scheduling interview process. Another feature that we introduced is to automatically import candidates from a sourcing mailbox. So the sourcing mailbox acts like your candidates bank. So all the candidates, you could forward this email address to all the candidates or your team members. What they can do is any resume file that they receive in an email, they can forward it to a common email, and that common email could be integrated with iSmartRecruit. So what system will do is it will simply scan the emails of the account and import resumes, identify resume files and import them as candidates. You can do this under the admin section. So in admin section, under integration, we have this connect sourcing mailbox. So inside the sourcing mailbox, what you can do is you can connect either your Gmail, Outlook, or any other service provider's email account. You can connect it with the system. You can also set up a notification email address. So in case system scans all the emails that are connected in your account and it's not able to import a resume file into the system, what it will do is it will send out a notification email to the email address that you mentioned here. So it will update you that this particular file was not imported. Reasons could be, it could be a duplicated file, it could be a corrupted file. And based on that, you can take a call to either manually upload that resume file separately or create that candidate in the system again. Right? All these candidates that come from this integrated email will get stored in the candidate details. So this email that you would connect in the sourcing feature would be different to what we connect as an email account under our personal settings. What we connect in personal settings is for our communication needs. So if you want to send out an email to the candidate, we would use the email account that you have connected in your personal settings. But the sourcing email account would be a common account throughout an entire organization. So it would not be user specific accounts. It would be one account for the entire company. So everyone and every email that gets sent out to that one particular account will get added, and the resume files from that account will get created as candidates in the system. So you can always visit the candidates section. If you want to filter out how many candidates you were able to import from that mailbox, they will be recorded under this source called mailbox auto import. So any candidate that comes out of that common sourcing email will get recorded in iSmart under this particular source. Okay. So you can import. This will reduce your efforts spent on manually downloading resumes, uploading it here, uploading resumes 10 at a time in batches, and this will automatically import all resumes from one particular email account. Another feature that we introduce is the vendor management feature. So we have this vendor related module that you could access into. Vendors, usually when you wish to kind of outsource a particular job work. So say for example, you have certain recruitment requirements, but you would wish to outsource it to kind of a third party organization. So in such scenarios, only a partial list of jobs can be shared with them, and you can manage all active vendors under these vendor sections. You can add vendor, and while adding vendor details, you can provide systems partial access to a certain contact people from that vendor organization. So you can create their username and password from right here, and that particular contact person would be able to access the iSmartRecruit system partially to manage the jobs that you assign to them and to manage their own candidate database for the job work that they're going to do. So they can, you can add the details here for the contact person, and once you click on save, automatically they will receive an email with their username, their password, and the link through which they can access the account. So they can use these details to access the account. They will have limited access to iSmartRecruit's features. They wouldn't be able to view everything that you as recruiters see in your account. They will only see candidate details and job details, and inside job details as well, they'll only see jobs that you assign to them. To assign jobs to vendors, once you have added vendors in your account, what you can do is under user access, you can manage all users, or say, I would say all contact people who you would want to give an access to. So you can manage the contact details here. So they would be the people who would have access to the jobs that you assign to them. Right? So you can click that here, and just 1 minute. Yes, so inside vendor access, you can then assign jobs to a particular vendor organization as well. So inside job section here, under user section, you can manage the contacts who would have access to the system. And inside jobs, you will have the assign job feature where you can select the jobs that you wish to share with that vendor, and also the contact people from their entire list who will be working on the job. So you can choose that and assign those jobs to the vendor themselves. Right? So vendor would have features like to import candidates into the system and just manage the jobs that they are required to fill. So this is the vendor management details or vendor related information that you could manage. It's a separate additional volume or say module that we have added into account. So that's vendor management. Another feature that we have launched is related to the job tracker. So we, for each individual job, we have candidates assigned to them. We have a set of candidate pipeline, and we might want to share that progress that we have made with our clients or with our hiring managers or with our superiors who might not have an access to the system to look at the progress that we are making on a particular job. So you can simply open a particular job up. You can access this feature of share job tracker link. Now here we have provided an additional kind of say access for recruiters to decide what information they wish to share with their clients or their hiring managers. So whomever you wish to send this job tracker link to, you can choose what information you wish to share with them. So you can either, or actions icons as well. So you can also choose what actions you wish to allow the clients to perform through that link. So you can choose whether they are allowed to provide an interview feedback, whether they can access and add notes, whether they can change the status of a particular candidate. Sorry. So you can choose and deselect the ones that you do not wish to share the rights for with the candidate, sorry, with the clients. Now, once you select these, you can also select candidate related information which you wish to share with your clients. So if you click on this show or hide fields, you can choose which particular information of a particular candidate you wish to share with your clients. So you can choose to not share an email address, not share their mobile number. And then once you click on update, the link will not contain those details that you have deselected. Now you can also manage these information while you are adding a new field into your account. So let's first go through how the tracker would look like. So say for example, we have this tracker that we share with your clients. The tracker will have all the information of all the assigned candidates that you have added for the job in this manner. They can perform actions like you allow them, so they can either change the status, they can add notes, they can view the resume file, and all the details they can view here. Now, in iSmart, your main system, whenever you are adding a new candidate related information. So in your admin section, we have this feature of customizing your candidate layout. So candidate layout is where you capture candidate specific information. So these information would also, at the time of creating this information or these fields, you will also have an option to choose whether you wish to share that particular field with your clients or not. So if, say, 2 months down the line, you have already shared a couple of job tracker links with your clients. Now there's an update that you're making in the candidate's information. You can choose to either share a particular field's information, and you can see that as a summary in the column here. And for each field, you can also manage whether you wish to share it with your client or not. So you can choose to select yes or no from this button here, right? Now only these information would be accessible by the client in the link that they access. And this sharing this link is kind of a one-time process that you'll have to follow, because any update that you do in your main system, whenever your clients refresh this particular link, only the updated information will get reflected here. So they will not be able to see the same information again, and you will not be required to share the link every time you make an update in iSmartRecruit. Right? So you can manage what fields you wish to share with your clients here. Similar to candidates information. Now, when we are allowing clients to change the status of a particular candidate through the link, we can also choose what statuses they would be able to see in this drop down when they are trying to update a candidate's status in the recruitment pipeline. So inside recruitment workflow, where we manage your entire recruitment process, like the stages that you follow for the entire recruitment process internally, you can choose to allow access to these statuses to your clients. So just select or deselect the ones that you do not wish to share with the client through the link. So in this link, whenever you make an update here, they will not be, or they'll be able to see the status only that you have allowed and shared with your client. And so this restricts or say kind of gives you an ease of only selecting those statuses which are kind of decision making statuses for candidates. So that client can either directly approve a candidate, either directly reject a candidate. So you can control that and manage it within the system itself. And so these are all the statuses that you could manage, and the tracker that you could manage from within the job section itself. So we have covered all the major features that we have launched in our couple of latest releases. So far, we have been launching or enhancing our system on a regular basis. What we have now also done is we have democratized the entire list of suggestions that we receive from all our users or the prospects that are inquiring about the iSmartRecruit platform. So what we have done is we have launched a feature request portal. So if you visit our company's website or if you visit our help center, you'll see this feature request option or a portal where you can request or suggest a new feature that you would like to include. So you can add and submit your own idea for an enhancement of the system, and that enhancement or that suggestion will get shared with the entire users community or entire list of clients of iSmartRecruit, would be then voting on each suggestions that are received from different people. So all our prospects or our clients can then cast a vote based on the feature and how suitable it would be for them. So these are certain examples that are ongoing. So you can view the list or the suggestion that we have received. You can see the voting that it has received, and you can also submit and cast your vote on this as well. You can also add or enhance a particular feature into detail if you want to kind of add your input in a particular suggestion as well. So this is a new feature that we have received and we have launched, and we are welcome to new suggestions, new feedback and ideas from all the users. What we'll try to do is the features that has maximum voting, we'll try to incorporate them into systems functionality on a regular basis. Right, so I think we are covered with everything, all the features, on the enhancement that we have implemented. If you have any queries, any questions, we are welcome to please submit those questions on the question session or the section on your panel there. We can start with the queries there. Okay, so we have a question where we see that they want to understand one more time about the MS Teams and Google Meet. Surely I can do that. In the profile section, what you can do is under personal setting, you can connect your MS Teams or Google Meet account with the system. So we have this section called Online Meeting Connect. Here, the platform that you would be using to conduct interviews with your candidates, simply click on that and it will redirect you or to the login page of that platform. And once you add in your username and password there, your account will get connected with iSmartRecruit. Once that is done, when you schedule an interview, you can click on the schedule interview icon here. Once you schedule an interview with the candidate in the system, you can choose the details of the interview here. This is the interview form. You can choose to send a meeting invite or interview invite using the platform that you have integrated. So if you have connected Google Meet, it will show here Google Meet, or if you have connected MS Teams, it will show here MS Teams platform. And you can send the same invite to the candidates directly. Once you schedule the interview, what will happen is you have this widget on your dashboard, which is called upcoming interviews widget. So any new interviews that you have scheduled, you'll see that list of scheduled interviews here, and you can see the link directly here in the interview type. While at the time of interview, you can simply click on this link and join the interview. So if I click on this link, I'll get directed to the Google Meet platform and the meeting will then start here. What you can do is the same details, the interview details and the link will also be received by candidate on their email in this manner. So they'll receive an email that interview has been scheduled along with the meeting details, right? Which then they can add to their own calendar as well. Yes, any more questions?
Yeah, so one more question I received is when the system uploads CVs directly from a general email inbox, will it also upload any additional attachments which are also in that email? So the answer is no. What we are doing is we are identifying only the CVs out of, say, there are multiple attachments, right? So we'll identify the CVs, right? And we only will parse the CVs out of it and not any other attachments. Next question is, what
Yes.
about the interviewer will also receive?
Yes.
What
So
about
while
the
scheduling, yes. So while scheduling the interview, if you have added attendees here, you can select the people who would be the panel members for that interview. They also will receive the meeting link in the invite that gets sent out to them in the email. So similar to what you receive as a candidate, you'll see the similar and receive the similar email as an interviewer as well. one additional thing would be, and also a feedback link where they can submit the feedback for the candidate.
Next question is, can you access interview scheduling without going through the profile settings feature?
Yes, in that scenario, if you do not have your Google Meet or MS Teams integrated in your profile setting, what will happen is when you are scheduling an interview, it will suggest you an option here to connect your Google Meet or MS Teams. If not, you do not wish to connect your account here, you can simply share your meeting details here. If you do not wish to kind of automate the process, we have this field ready here where you can simply add the meeting details and that will get sent out to the candidate and attendees.
All right. One question is, how about the duplicate CVs? So what I understand from it is regarding the common mailbox connected, right? So what happened to the duplicate CVs which you are receiving on that uh, common mailbox that you are connecting, right? So I'm assuming that is the question. So the answer is when you upload the candidate which is already there in the system, right? If it is a duplicate, it will check on the basis of email, right? So if the email of the candidate is same, it will not upload that candidate, right? And you'll get that in the report. Have you create separate folder in mail for automatic sourcing? No, so we have not created any folder, but as we mentioned, the source of those candidates which are being created from that common mailbox is different, right? So let me show it again, right? So the source, as you can see next to the candidate,
Just a minute. Yeah, yeah.
right? So it is mailbox auto import. So you can filter by that source. So it will give you all the candidates which are coming from your common mailbox, right? So from this filters, you can quickly filter out those candidates. Okay, so I guess we have answered all the questions so far. Do you have any other questions, audience? You can type in. Okay, I'm not getting any more questions.
Attendees, any questions? You can also put in your feedback or say brief comments if you wish to in the Q&A segment. If a feature is something that you really like, we would love to hear about that as well.
So our attempt always will be to serve you better each day, right? So we are committed to that. We always listen to all the conversations that you're doing with our team, whether it is our support team, our sales team, uh, me or Nikita, right? So anytime we are all approachable, you can write us anytime, and we'll make sure that all your suggestions, all your comments are reaching to the right people in the organization, and we are listening and implementing as much as we can in our next releases, right? And the suggestion feature is a good example for that. I got another question related to vendor visibility can be customized, right? Yes, so vendor is basically a user role, right? So what you can do as an admin is while create, you just go to your access and permissions, right? Under that, you have role of a vendor, right? So now you go to your access and permission, select the role as vendor, right? And you can alter the access and permission that a vendor user can have, right? So that's definitely under your control as an admin. So we always encourage all our iSmart family members to reach out to us anytime if you are stuck anywhere, right? Any of your users, right? Not just the major managers or admins, but I would encourage all your team members to get in touch with us anytime. We have the live chat support available, and we have enhanced that live chat as well. Now you can request for screen sharing or even a call, uh, right? So within the chat itself, you have all the options to request if the things are getting stretched, right? So this would be helpful. Okay, I got another question. So when we add MS Team, it is asking for need an admin approval, right? So that's for your corporate Outlook, right? So as a user, you might not have approval to integrate with third-party applications, right? So whoever is your Outlook admin, your Microsoft account admin, they will need to give you an approval to connect with third-party applications, right? So you can talk to them. You tell them that iSmartRecruit is the application I want to give access for my emails, right? So now they will give the approval for specific to iSmartRecruit as an application, and then you'll be able to get that. Another question is a new feature. It would be great to be able to preview or toggle to the application from without having to copy the link in another screen. It's a good suggestion. So you can definitely put this under the idea under the feature suggestion part, right? So we'll definitely look into it, right, and try to put it in the pipeline. So thank you so much for the suggestion. Another question I got is there any way that we extract email ID and contact number from all the CVs which we uploaded? So what I understand is, do you want to download an Excel of all the candidates that you have in the system? Because, okay, so in that case, we provide the Excel export option, right? So you can just select the pagination based on like the maximum pagination that we have, and you can export all those candidates, right? So here you can see you can have a range, right? How many candidates you want to export, right? So of course, all those candidates would be having their email ID and number, contact number, so you can just export it in an Excel. All right. Okay, is there a fee for vendors, right? So initially, we are giving away 10 vendor licenses for free, right? So you can have up to 10 licenses for free, right? So you can just explore that feature, try to give it to your multiple vendors. So up to 10 vendor users, we are giving for free.
Any questions? More questions? Please type in your questions in the question section.
Just to talk about few more things which are in the pipeline, right? Some of the features that you can see in the suggestion list, right, where we are going to enhance few functionalities, right? So which includes like email campaign request we are getting. So we are planning to implement like a sequence-based emails that you can send just for relationship building with your candidates, right? So something like that we are planning to implement. Some more automation features we are planning to implement as well. And of course, existing like onboarding module. So we are planning to enhance the onboarding module itself. Also try to make it more easier to connect it with the HRMS system with the APIs, right? So that is also something which are enhancing. I guess I got one more question. Does using premium job board require an extra cost for the channel? Yes, so those premium channels, right? The cost is mentioned next to those channels itself, right? So whenever you are looking at any specific platform, next to it, you'll find the cost associated with it, right? So you add just like an e-commerce site, you add that particular platform to your campaign, and you'll find the total amount that you need to pay. Once you do the payment, then those sponsored job boards are getting activated, right? So it is per job board. There is a fee for a specific time frame, whether it is 30 days, whether it is 60 days, right? Based on that, there is a pricing associated with that, right? So these are all global platforms. There are a lot of European platforms and also US based platforms available, and also there are a few global platforms available for you, right? So definitely this as the name suggests, right, it's a paid premium job board posting, right? So I guess Nikita is showing you the screen as well, right? So yeah, so next to the name that you can see the euro values, right? This is for 30 days and 385 euros, right? So you add that select channel, so it will reflect that in your cart, which is on the right hand side, right? So you can see here it has been added. So many more features are coming up, right? We want to make your user experience as good as possible, right? And feel free to share any feedback, any suggestions anytime with anyone from our team, right? We are all ears for that. Okay, so I guess I can give a couple of more minutes and then we can call it a day, right? It's a Friday evening and Friday afternoon or morning, wherever you are, right? So uh, you can enjoy your rest of the Friday and enjoy the weekend. For all our India-based family members, I wish you a very happy Diwali in advance, right? Enjoy, be safe, and be happy.
Okay, thank you everyone. We'll end the webinar now. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for making our first webinar a success. A pleasure to always interact with you all. Look forward to more interaction, and yes, to all our Indian clients, very happy Diwali and a prosperous Diwali. Have a safe Diwali as well. Thank you everyone. Have a great day ahead and have a great weekend.